There it goes. It's being recorded.
Oh.
Okay.
Everything you say can and will be used against you. Something, something.
Which really makes a very large pile, by the way.
Pretty good.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. Thanks for joining. All right. It's a couple after. Let's go ahead and start. Where's my screen? Share your screen. Oh, Brad, by the way, thanks for listening out for that siren this past Saturday.
Sure. Kind of had some, hope that the siren would go off, but never did. I thought I could just, I don't know if I was imagining it, but I thought I could hear one very distant. But I'm not sure that I actually could.
So I was at Mount Pisgah Church right there on, what is that, Dix Creek right there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like I could almost, if the trees weren't there, I could see the tower. I could see the siren from there. And I was having a hard time differentiating between the siren and motorcycles going up Blood Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what is that? Oh, motorcycle. All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to the August meeting of the Lumpkin County ARES. I guess I'll put my phone down since you guys can see me. Pay attention. So the usual agenda, got some announcements. We'll talk about the digital workshop and then the exercise, and then we'll just close it up here. So announcements, of course, are this Saturday, the 8th of August. Got a big exercise with the American Red Cross. It's a statewide exercise, and we'll talk about the details in the meeting today. So let's not dwell on that too much. Next up is 6 Gap. Actually, I got to pick my phone back up because I need a calendar. Let's see. 6 Gap is still going on. August. Stand by. Okay. Yeah. So 6 Gap is everyone participating in 6 Gap? I don't think Alan and Beth, have you guys?
I'm willing to do that if.
Rush, you haven't participated?
Yeah, well, I wasn't there last year, so she had to send me an email. So, but if she needs a station, that's fine.
Okay, I'll get you on her list then. So 6 Gap is a 104 mile bike ride through the mountains. Starts at the high school in Dahlonega, goes up over Blood Mountain, through Neal's Gap, goes up past Brasstown Bald, back around, goes across Hogpen Gap, back across to Wolfpen Gap, to Woody's Gap, then back down into town. We have about, I think, 11 stations total. Those are rest stops and med tents, and there are ham operators at each one. The idea there is we can provide communication back to the high school, where Renee runs net control with, I think last year Brad did net control with her.
Yeah.
Is that last year? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So they got a fairly decent setup there. Usually 3 radios, few antennas in the air, and 2 net control operators. So it tells you how much traffic there is. The idea is we can call in from rest stops, for example, and say the rest stop's open. The first riders have shown up. Here's the bulk of the riders have shown up. We're about to close, things like that. They also ask for things like, I need such and such, I need Coca-Cola, I need pickle juice, which are really weird things if you haven't done this before, but that's what they want. So they can call for supplies. There are also med tents. There's one at the bottom of Hogpen, and there's one at our ranch. I believe that's where they're going to be, where there's some ham operators and some real medical people, right? So I think every rest stop's going to have medical people assigned, nurses and doctors. But for example, at Hogpen, that actually has a place to land a helicopter, right? If we need to really fly anyone in now for serious emergencies. So Renee coordinates all that. And if you want to participate, let me know. I'll just pass your information on to Renee. Now, this is not really an ARES thing, but I'm going to claim it as an ARES thing, and Smiley's going to shake his head at me. Because he's like, what? Why isn't this an ARES event? Well, this is a very good ARES event, actually, or ARES style event. Is we're manning these rest stops, and you'll see if you're participating in exercise this weekend, that is going to be very similar to a Red Cross shelter, for example, right? You're going to be there with your radio talking to net control. There's going to be your client, right? Your what's the word they use?
Served agency.
What is that?
Served agency.
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah.
Is
The
the
served people, right? The served agency would be the chamber, right?
okay? Yeah.
So agents for the chamber will be manning these rest stops, and they'll have messages to send back and forth. And if they need you, they'll tell you what the messages are, and you send net control. So it'll be very much similar to what we're going to do this weekend. So if you can, this is the biggest event we have in the Northeast District. This is 30 operators, 4 or 5 different radio clubs, covers 4 counties.
Oh, man.
It goes through like places between Brasstown, Bald, and Unicoi Gap, which there is no radio at all up there. You don't get cell phone, you don't get anything up there. So what I usually do is I park my truck on Brasstown, Bald, and I turn on a crossband repeater up there. So we turn a temporary repeater on to send over, and we use the 443 repeater for that. Well, net control does mostly. I think last year everyone was on the 443 fine, no problem. So, but moral of the story is, it is a really great event for practicing your radio etiquette in operation, for learning about new techniques, and learning about things like, for example, that crossband repeater. That's always a good one because we may run in situations as ARES where we're out in the field and we cannot talk directly to each other, right? If there's, say we're doing search and rescue support and we're up in the mountains, we're probably not going to have a lot of simplex between us, right? There's going to be big, huge, trillion tons of granite amongst us, right? So probably we'll have to use some technique like park the truck on top of the mountain so everyone can actually reach up there and have temporary repeaters. So moral of the story is 6 gap is a good thing. It's a good exercise. It's a fun day. It's not very stressful, but you do get to go through all the steps as an operator there. So that is actually September 27th. That's a Sunday. And that starts early and ends depending on where you're assigned, right? So there's a rest stop at Turner's Corner, I think, that they break down about noon, if I remember correctly, or noon or 1. But like Woody's, I think, Randy, were you at Woody's last time? Where were you last time?
I was at Woody.
You were at Woody? Okay, when did you guys finally break down? Like 5 o'clock?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So
Hey.
depending on where you are in the course, right? Depends on what your hours of operation are. So. But anyway, so if you want to participate, let me know, and I'll make sure you're on Renee's list of operators. So she's
I should be on that list already, but I told her verbally that I would be, but make sure I'm on that list.
All right, we'll do.
It's kind of a given to her probably that I'm going to be on that.
Yeah, well, let's see what Dale wants to do, because he wanted to drive instead of do net control last year.
Maybe not this year. I don't know.
I know. I think after that, he was after the event, he called me. He's like, "Wow, that's a lot of driving." I'm like, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the SAGs, right? She has operators as in cars that go and pick up. It's search and gather vehicles. So when the riders break down or they can't continue, they go and get them. So there's always need operators for that as well. At this point, though, most of her drivers are operators, are ham guys, and that was thanks to the gear group that we did the last exercise with. We helped them get on the path of getting all of them getting their ham license so they could actually run one at a time. So you don't feel you got 4 seats in your car, and one of them's a driver, one of them's a ham operator. You can't really take too many people at the same time. But anyway, just let me know if you want to participate. Any questions on 6-gap? Go ahead, Alan and Beth, because it looks like both of you look like you have questions.
No, we were just talking about we ought to participate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should. It's fun.
yeah. It is fun, and it is helping the community, and it is definitely operating as you would during an emergency. It is going to be exactly that, right? So I would say you may call in, say 10 riders have shown up to the rest stop, right? But that could easily be 10 new families have shown up to the shelter, right? It's the same operating procedure, and that's why we do it, right? That's why we volunteer and we go out of our way to make these big events for the ham community, is you can actually practice without, putting people's lives at risk. I say that, but there's been people have died on that that race. I don't mean to laugh. That was terrible. I think, was it 2-3 years ago, had to get a helicopter in to lifeline someone out near our ranch?
I think.
Well,
Yeah.
2 years ago, the guy ran over a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was right down from me. The bear runs out of the woods, and he runs into a bear, knocks him unconscious.
This is a great people watching event. You will really see some bona fide knuckleheads in this thing.
There will be people that will see set up with the radio and come over and talk to you about ham radio a little bit. So whether or not that turns into a ham later, I don't know, but at least a few people usually at every event while they're taking a break wander over and talk to you a little bit about ham radio.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
And the riders are thankful too. They'll come up and thank you for doing support for the ride, because without us, right, they're just riding blindly for 100 miles for how many hours?
Are they going to fix the traffic situation? How crowded the cars are coming up on the bicycles?
Well, I mean, without
Are they doing anything different?
Yeah, there's not going to be any difference there, I imagine. That would mean closing multiple roads in 4 counties,
Okay.
and I think that's a cost. So
Yeah, this is unusual. Most other places than Georgia that have bicycle races like this do close down the road for at least a period of time to normal traffic.
Those are usually like the professional level where they have money involved. This is just basically a fundraiser for the chamber. They don't really make very much money. So
It's not a race. It's just an event.
Yeah, so that's how they get away with it. It's a ride, right? It's a ride. So it's not a race, so they don't have to close the roads, right? So, but there is a lot of pride in the bicycling community. So you see guys, there's always one guy every year that does the ride twice. One guy ran it forward, then he ran it backwards. Just because those guys are crazy.
Hey.
Of course, he always finishes. Those guys always finish before the last riders coming in normally, because they're like the pro or semi-pro level riders that can do this.
There are a lot of teams from other countries too.
A lot of people from Florida that think they
South
know
America.
what a mountain. Yep. But anyway, if you can, you should. I advise you to do it. It is a great event. I don't think any operator has ever done it and said, well, that was a waste of my time.
Right.
That's good.
All right, put us down.
All right. I'll remember. I say that, but I won't. Send me an email.
Jeepers there. Come on now.
You talked us into it.
All right. Okay. Any other questions about 6-gap? Anything anybody want to add? Rick, you want to go as an operator instead of a driver?
Well, I think Renee put me down for something. I'm not sure what she put me down for yet. So
Okay, you're already on her list. All right, that's fine.
I think I'm already. I just need to find out from her where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm letting her do that. This is This is my break time. After this Saturday, I got to shut down for a bit. It's been hectic. She can take care of all the stress. Anyway, let's see. Local nets. Our next net is still on the 6th of August, which is this Thursday at 8:30. Alan, you still ready for that one?
Hey, if you guys will just be merciful, I'll do it.
All right, I think everyone will be supportive, and I don't want to tell you that I have another meeting from 8 to 9 on Thursday. So I may have the radio on right here and sit on my laptop and listen in. I'll check in, and I'll be there, but I won't pay attention all the time.
All right. Do I still have to check in mobile, portable, and time limited at the beginning?
Oh no, no. Just read the script. Remember where the script is.
I'll be reading the script.
Just go to the script, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll do it.
All righty, thank you, sir. HF nets. There's a statewide ARES net every Sunday at 6 on 3975 lower sideband. Has anyone checked into that before?
I have a couple of times.
Yeah. When's the last time you guys have checked in? I haven't checked in a long time.
I checked into the other one on Sunday.
It's probably about a year since I've done it.
When's the last time you checked in, Smiley?
Before the lightning strike, so a couple of months ago.
Okay. How many people were on that net then?
40 maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, this is the statewide, and
Oh, well, yeah.
it's kind of got some built-in pauses, right? Because it does things like all section officers, right? And
Yeah.
it's trying to keep it organized. There's so many people, but if you're just an ARES operator in a county somewhere, you have to wait like 25 minutes before you get to your spot to check in. But it is a good exercise too. It happens every Sunday, so if you can, try to check in if you have privileges in a radio. It's an HF net, right, which we haven't done yet as an ARES group, which we need to talk about at some point soon. Hint, hint.
I don't know how to do that.
Right. So it would be good. You can listen, hear everyone check in, and just check in like them. And of course, we have WinLink nets. And we push in WinLink. Everyone should know WinLink. I hope everyone has a WinLink account and can send a WinLink message at least via Telnet already. But we can talk about that later. But we have 2 nets. They're mini nets. There's a district-wide net every Sunday at 8, and there's a statewide net every Sunday at 3. Those times are not when you should send your message. Those are when net control will check messages. So just send it any time before. Usually I wake up and about noon, about lunchtime, I just send them messages real fast. So
Where do you send it to?
so you got to check ARES Connect for this. So the district net right now is KC4 UCT is net control.
KC4 ECT?
Kilo Charlie 4 Uniform Charlie Tango. I did it for like 2 years, and every time I reply, I would say, if you're interested in being net control, let me know. And this guy, John, he's actually not even in the district, said, hey, I'd like to be net control. I'm like, okay. Here's what to do.
That's for the 8 p.m. net. What's
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the 3 p.m. net is statewide. That's Kilo X-Ray 4 Mike Alpha Tango, KX4 MAT. And those are if you look at ARES Connect, you'll see net control stations for them.
Okay.
Like I said, these times are when they check the messages. So if you check in any time before that, that's considered acceptable. Like these are both on Sunday, so just like when you can on Sunday, check in. In a perfect world, you send a 213 form via RF, but you don't need to. Send a 213 form if you can. If you can't, just say, hey, check me in the net and send a message. That will be acceptable. with the understanding that you should strive for sending 213s via RF. So, any questions on any of that?
Is that a WinLink packet?
Well, so how the WinLink network works is you have a mailbox somewhere, right? That's net control. And you connect via RF to a gateway, right, to send the message. And that connection to the gateway could be via packet, it could be via HF like RDOP or PACTOR or Vera or whatever. So,
I just learned that they're retiring Winmore. I didn't know that. That's not the other day.
yeah, they are retiring one more. There was talk they were retiring RDOT, but that's terrible because that's going to get rid of half of the market because the only thing left would be Vera, which is Windows only.
Yeah.
So, anything else on the nets?
Can you go over digipeters and gateways, kind of overview? Or where do you find them anyway?
Okay. Let's see. Sam, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. So if we go to winlink.org.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I think, isn't it that not every place that's documented for Georgia ARES, I don't think reflects that they moved frequencies for packet. I found that out.
Oh, really? So they didn't
Yes.
update the comment field. They turned the knob, but didn't update the software.
I think it might be on the WinLink site, but there's like a PDF and a map on the Georgia ARES site.
Yeah.
I think it still says 790.
Yeah, don't use that.
Yeah.
That is way out.
Apparently it's not up to date.
And the WinLink site, if you go to tools, the first thing it'll bring up is a map.
Okay.
And I'll scroll down and kind of pinch zoom in a little bit. Where do we live? Over here somewhere?
Yeah, Georgia. Now,
Okay, and at the top, you see these radio buttons? That one says packet, PACTOR, robust packet, I don't even know what that is. RDOP, Vera FM. All right, so if you're looking for a packet, these are gateways, right? These are ways, these are stations to connect you to send a message into the WinLink network. So if you want to send me a WinLink message over RF, you got to connect to a gateway of some kind. If you want to find a packet station, you click on that guy. And it kind of clears at you for a little bit because I didn't really zoom in far enough.
now sometimes you have to go through a digipeater to get to a gateway.
Well, we'll get there. Hold on.
Okay.
So these are gateways. Big hitters are this guy down here, WB4S. That's actually Joe Martin. He's been in a couple of our meetings before out of Hall County. This is one of the big ones, N4 BTA rather. There's one missing. This is one. No, I don't know. There's a couple you can reach. I can reach all these from my house pretty well. These are the ones though. These are on K4SJR-10. That's actually on top of Mount Oglethorpe. It is above you. Unless you live on top of Blood Mountain, it's above you. So you can pretty much see it.
Okay.
If you click on the thing, maybe it'll bring up a little window to tell you the frequency, like 145, 750.
Yeah.
And in this case, this is Frank Dean. He's actually the SEC. He's the State Emergency Coordinator, Section Emergency Coordinator. And there are ways to connect to this gateway through digipeters, okay? Now, what a digipeter is it's a store and forward device that takes your message and will pass it on to a destination. So if you cannot reach this gateway, you could bounce off, in this case, the W4NWG-15 gateway. I'm using the wrong term, sorry, that digipeter to get there.
One
Okay.
thing,
What was that call sign again? Or did you, Peter?
Which one?
Did you, Peter?
This one's W4 NWG-15.
it says the digipeater's on 710, but it says that gateway is on 750.
He has a 750, a 710, a 955.
Oh,
Yeah, there's all sorts up here.
Well, I mean, it's, when you're new at it, it's just, you just having this. When you get that signal link, you want to know how to use it. Of course. That's,
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that. When we get to digital workshop, we'll talk about that. Like my house is about right here, and I've bounced off digipeaters, and I've actually sent a message through that gateway before in Chattanooga.
wow.
So I bounce off a digi on Oglethorpe and a digi in Dalton to get up to Chattanooga. I've actually gone the other way too. I've actually checked in Athens before. Where's Athens at? Where's Eatonton? Oh, it's right there.
It's over here.
So I've gone that way as well. So all right, we'll talk. We can talk about that later because what will come up here in a second is the digital workshop. Which is next. All right. We just talked about why we want to use WinLink, but we all need to practice. We've done a few of these digital workshops already, where we got on a Zoom call and talked through problems and how to connect all your stuff. And I think a lot of people have gotten their stuff organized and are ready now. So I want to actually do it once a month on the fourth Tuesday at 7. We'll do it via Zoom again. And this is an open invitation to anyone who wants to join. I'll send this out to the Cleveland Club. Randy, I'll send it over to you to send it out to the DeLonga Club. Probably send it out to Hall County and Forsyth County as well. And we'll get on and see what kind of practice we can do while we're on the call, right? For example, peer-to-peer WinLink, that's going to be very important later on. And if you've never done it before, then you shouldn't be expected, or you should practice before you get to an emergency, in other words, right?
yeah.
So these would be a good opportunity to get on a Zoom call. We can practice. I can say, all right, Brad, try to send me a message, and you can try. And I was like, nope, didn't get it. I know why, because Brad and I had done this before, and there's a big mountain between us.
Oh, but we have used, I think, a digipeater for
Yeah, that's right.
peer-to-peer. That works too.
You flew like over my head down to Buford and then back, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's an opportunity to test all this, right? We
Yeah.
did simplex testing in the last couple of exercises, right? And so this is equivalent of that, but WinLink. So we need to get brushed up on that. So if you guys are all right with it, the fourth Tuesday of the month, I like to have it as a digital workshop. I'll set that up as a recurring meeting. And it'll still be the same format. It'll be free form. There won't be a structured agenda or anything. It'll just be like, what are we trying to do here? Let's try this. And everyone try. So
Hey, good question.
sound like a plan?
That sounds like a plan. WX4 NET, is that a gateway? -6.
WX4 NET is which SSID is it?
It's a -6.
-6, I think that's a digipeater. Not really sure.
KA4KKF-10.
So 10 should be gateways. -10 should be gateways.
Okay.
All right.
We used both of those the other day with Paul, and it worked.
Oh, did you? Okay, that's good. And you said you did some.
Yeah, we did some peer-to-peer,
That's cool. That's cool.
and we did WinLink packet too. So
Okay. Awesome. Well, you're way ahead, everyone. You get to teach the class. All right. Any questions on the digital workshop? Anything? Anyone? All right, moving on. Here's the big one. Got the ARC exercise. I don't think, how many times do I have to say, it's this Saturday, the 8th of August. The usual documents are on the group's IO page. I think I also emailed the documents out to everyone. So we have there's an ICES 201, a 202. One's a briefing, right? And it's what's going on. I think the 202 is the objectives, like what are we trying to do? There's a 205, which is just a copy of the same 205 we used last 5 exercises. There's also 208 in there, which is a safety message. It's not a safety plan, it's a safety message. And that's just saying, we're going to deploy out in the field. COVID's out there. Wear your stuff, wear your mask, clean your mic. It also says it's supposed to be 90 degrees that day. So be prepared for heat. So bring some shelter and bring some water. We're not going to be deployed very long, just a couple hours, but you just need to be prepared for that. You'd be surprised. You know, if you're standing in the 90-degree sun for 2 hours, guess what? You're going to feel the effects, I promise. Right.
There's no shade at Fire Station 7 either.
Right, yeah. So the Red Cross is actually going to participate in this one. They're going to be at Fire Station 7. They'll be there from 9 to 10, and it's going to be just one person. See, Russ was there last time. Randy was there last time. It was the same guy that was there for Vigilant Guard. How many years ago? His name was Joe something.
I've been longer than me.
Yeah, that's what, 5 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy, but he'll be there. And what they're going to do is they're going to go through their setup list, right? They have their own procedures to open a shelter, to check people in, to keep track of people, to keep track of supplies, to request more supplies, and to close the shelter. So that is what they're going to focus on. They usually coordinate all that through cell phone, but their backup is ham radio, and that's in their plan is ham radio. So what they're going to do is simulate that the cell phone coverage is gone, and they have to use hams for everything. So they have a list of 5 or 6, no, it's more than that. I think it's 10 or 12 messages, sample messages they're going to send. So he'll make up some stuff and say, there's smoke in the shelter, we need to move, right? We're moving. You know, that type message. Or I need 30 more cots. I always use that example. I need 30 more cots. So that's what they're going to send. Now, the expectation is their message will get to the Georgia Red Cross headquarters. And what I like is I like Brad and Russ to be at Fire Station 7. And I'd like to actually send WinLink messages from there. Okay.
You want WinLink or not peer-to-peer?
So that's what I'd like to discuss here. We can do a peer-to-peer back to the EOC, to me, right? And I can send it on, or if you guys have cell phone coverage, it'll be fine just to send it via Telnet, right? If you have a hotspot,
Yeah.
or if you can reach a gateway from there, just send it directly to headquarters. That's probably the best bet.
If we can't reach gateway, can we use a digipeater?
Yeah, it's however you want to get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet from there I could probably get if I can't get a gateway, I can get a digipeater.
Okay.
Let's see. My mobile antenna, if I need to get one up higher, mine's a pain to haul. So maybe if Russ could bring the antenna, if we need a taller antenna than just mag mount on the car.
Yeah, well, I don't have a real tall one either. I've just got I put it on the car, but
I have a push-up army mast set. You want me to just drop it off on the
that'd be fine.
up there at some point, or
That'd be fine.
actually, no, you guys have to come to EOC anyway.
Yeah.
So
Say what that now?
I'll put one. I got 2 of them. I'll put them back in the back of my truck, and you can just take one with you.
Okay, that's fine. That'll work.
And just bring some zip ties, and
Okay.
some way to strap it down to the post as you push it up.
I've got one. Now is it like I've got a like put in the tailgate there with a little,
Oh yeah.
and I wonder if you can set it in that.
I don't know. Well,
Oh, right.
the set I have has the aluminum piece in the middle. The
Yeah, that little piece will fit in there.
yeah. So, all right. Let's figure it out. The rest of everyone, we're gonna pair up, right? We're gonna have two operators at some virtual shelter, right? Lorraine has asked for help with the siren locations, and what she wants in the future is for our exercises to coincide with the tornado siren test that happens the first Saturday of the month at noon, or actually noon 05 because our clock is behind. But so I think this is a good opportunity to use those sites as our virtual shelters here. We have a few that are really good. Fire Station 7 is a really good spot. There's a recycle center over here in the eastern side of the county. That's a good one. I don't know. Alan has been tasked and was stupid enough to agree to coordinate all this for us. So do you have a list of all those that you like to send people to, Alan?
I've only got like what you and I have passed back and forth, which was fire stations 4, 5, 6, and 7,
Okay.
the recycle center, and then Blackburn. I haven't, I can pull up the addresses for those locations, but I couldn't tell you which ones are best or not, or which want to go to or go to where.
Let's see. This thing will let's see, where am I at? Air places? No. So, what? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Go.
Are we going to be working through the Biskie repeater?
Yeah, so we're going to be on the 146/835 the whole day. No simplex, no testing. Remember I said that something would happen in this exercise? That was before the Red Cross actually said they were going to be there. So we're going to be.
So if that goes down, we'll be on the 440 machine?
Yep.
Okay.
443. We'll flip to 443. That goes down. This map I sent out to everybody. If you guys have the link, this shows locations from some of our simplex testing. Like for example, you see Smiley out by himself out here in Gilmer County. Let's see, got EOCSS, but if you scroll down over here, you can see siren locations are in here. Let me get rid of everything else. So here they are for the county. Ignore that big dot with Renee's picture on it. I don't know how to get rid of this in this map, but anyway. EOC, there's Fire Station 7 up here. There's the Turner's Corner cell tower site that we talked about earlier. Fire Station 6 is a pretty good one to sit at, I think.
Hey, so Aaron, if you hit that recycle center,
Yeah.
If you click on that, seems like it used to give me an opportunity to put that in Google Maps and then actually try to give you an address. But that one in Blackburn were the two that didn't do that for me.
Yeah, because I kind of dropped it, I think, just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it would only.
Go ahead.
I was going to say what it did, instead of giving me an address, it just said Lumpkin County.
Oh, fantastic. Well, there's not even Street View back here either. I figure that's a pretty.
Yeah, the Google employee drove down that road and said, I'm not going there.
That's because there's not one on Long Branch either, but I don't believe that. Anyway, I think it's just not working. Moral of the story is recycle center's over here, pretty close to what? Stand by. I've messed everything up again. Come on. Really? You gonna do this to me? I need a mouse instead of this trackpad. It drives me crazy. Anyway, this recycle center is over there by Humane Society. Back on what road is that again? I always forget this name of this road. Yeah, Red Oak Flats.
Yes, Red Oak Flats.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent one to go to. So how many operators do we have? So we have I'll be at the EOC, and then 2 at Fire Station 7.
Well, that's the question, is who's going to show up? I mean, we've got people that have committed that aren't on this call.
Yeah.
I
I'll be there for sure.
think you can count on Smiley, well, Rick, and the guys that are here, Russ, Brad, you know. But I mean, until they show up at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning,
Yeah.
I don't know who to tell you is going to be here.
Is Mike going to participate?
He says he is. He signed up for it.
He signed up for it, but I hadn't seen him on anything, or he hadn't responded to any emails lately.
Okay. Well. All right. So we'll have the sign-up sheet then when we get there, and what we'll do is just go top to bottom, right? So let's list them. Let's see. We know Fire Station 7. That's going to go first.
Yeah.
Let's do Fire Station 6, so Smiley can just drive home from out there.
That's a good idea.
Let's do the recycle center, because there's a few guys, like if Bob can participate, he'll want to go from there. I've not been to Fire Station 4. Or the Blackburn School down here. So you just want to put Fire Station 5 down next then? So 7, 6, recycle, and 5. That should be plenty, right?
7, yeah, 6, recycle, and 5. Let's do that.
And then put 4 down on your list too, just in case people show up, because those gear guys, I invited them and they express interest, but they never actually tell me they're going to be there until they drive up.
Right.
So
Anybody else besides you, Rick, from White County?
If you would rather have me somewhere else, I have to go over by Bob Lear's house after the exercise. So that's really kind of a bummer for me to be over near my house.
oh, okay. That's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah, any other time it'd be great.
All right. When we get there Saturday morning,
Okay.
we'll hash through this. I just want to get the list of priorities, right? The best to the worst sites. The worst site is the Turner's Corner cell site.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, no, that's on my way home.
you don't want to be up there. I promise you that. Let's take a look at this thing, man.
Oh, come on. I live up there.
No, it's not Turner's Corner. It's where the site is.
Yeah, don't diss Turner's Corner, but
No, it's not that at all. I promise.
okay.
'Cause this is really scary right here. See that? See
On the
that?
hills, yeah.
Is it accessible?
Yeah, there's a driveway somewhere in here.
Oh, I've never been back there.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
That's
don't really
private
know,
property, I think.
so you don't really know.
I've never ventured back there. I
Wow,
figured it's private property.
Yeah, how do you get there?
Well, this is 19 coming up, so there's a driveway, but that's why I wound up just sitting right here in the parking lot's church.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going up there. Let me get somewhere close where I know I can hear it.
I think it's up Hester Valley because I talked to someone who did tower maintenance,
Yeah.
and at Hester Valley is how I thought they said how they got up to that cell tower.
Yeah.
Right there, Creek.
But, yeah, whether it's over private property to get there or through the woods, I don't remember.
I see there's a little road right here. You can see the drive going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be a 4-wheel drive deal.
Yeah, we don't know. And I emailed Lorraine and asked if anyone's been up there. She didn't reply, so we may just have to brave it with a 4-wheel drive one day and just go up there and see what happens. See if we get shot. If you don't hear from us on some Saturday, you know what happens.
Are you gonna get stuff?
Banjo music back there, right?
Oh, even for around here, that's banjo music, right?
I
I
think
mean, it's over here. Yeah.
isn't this around the area where oh yeah, there if you zoomed in just well, there's that Shepherd's whatever. That's where Rudy met her. Yeah, Rudy Sag
Oh.
Driver. That's
Yeah.
where that's his place out there. That
Oh, is it?
Shepherd's Refuge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll have to get in touch with him then because he drives right past the dang thing every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I'll remember that. All right, that's a good call. Thanks. Cool. All right. We gotta get back to it. Hold on. Where's my thing? I gotta move you guys. You're in the way of my button. There we go. Present. Okay, so we got the locations. We're gonna use the siren locations, and we'll use just the repeater, like we said. Fire Station 7, we'll use WinLink. If that doesn't work out right, it's up to you guys to figure out how to send a WinLink message. If you can't, then you can just send them to me, and then I'll send them on.
Hey, Aaron, can I ask a question about how does, I mean, my understanding is that the Red Cross does all of the documentation and the operators just send it, right? But
So yeah,
out there, will he be dictating to Russ and Brad, or what's going to be, is he going to hand them something and they have to input it, or exactly how's that
yeah.
work?
What he should do, as I understand it, I've had like 15 meetings with these guys. Is they have a physical form and they'll fill it out, right? They have their own Red Cross 213 or the 6409
Yeah.
requisition form. And they'll fill those out by hand and hand them over. Then the operator will type them in, right? And then the person will read it out and make sure it's correct and approve it, and then send it on from there.
We'll pull down the appropriate Red Cross form, right?
Yeah, those are already built into WinLink. Those are built-in forms, luckily.
All right, yeah.
So it shouldn't be too hard.
Okay. Do any of the rest of the operators need to bring any hard copy forms like the 6409 or the 213?
So the 6409 is a Red Cross form, and the 213 they talk about is actually a Red Cross, an ARC 213. It's not our ICS 213 form. We should all, when we deploy, we should have a little stack. It's up to you to define what that really means, how many that means, but you should have a stack of 213s with you, just in case someone wants to send one. You can hand them the paper, they can fill it out, and then you can dictate it or whatever, send it however you need to. So if you guys could just print out a few, just to have them in a folder that you take with you everywhere, that would be great. For this exercise, probably need some 6409s and some ARC 213s, Russ and Brad. You guys,
Okay. I can bring that.
okay, Brad, if you could just
Oh,
print
good, Brad.
like 5 each or something, I don't know, pick a number.
Well, I just, minutes before this thing looked at the 6409, and it's like a form for requesting supplies.
Yeah.
There's a 6409, then there's a 6409 response, and then a bill of lading or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that term this week when we had to ship a vanity back to the manufacturer. They asked for the bill of lading. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
But for this one, we're just going to send messages just by phone, right? By voice. We're going to do the same thing that the Red Cross is doing. We'll provide a list of like 10 messages, and it's up to the operators at each location to send them, right? So pick one that says just a status message, right? Actually, we should all have I think we'll talk about this here in a second, actually. I'm gonna pause that conversation because I have a slide on that here in a second. I forgot about that. We're also going to use tactical call signs. I think most people here have used tactical call signs before. Who has not? I'm looking at Alan.
No.
That's fine.
So tell us what that is.
Okay, so tactical call signs are not your call sign, not your FCC call sign, right? That we normally communicate with.
Right.
This is more for a location or a group, right? So if you're traveling in a group, I can call and say group 1, group 2, and someone in that group will pick up and respond.
Okay. Right.
Right. So it'll be easy in this case. It'll be Fire Station 7, Fire Station 5, recycle, whatever, right?
Okay.
So we use tactical call signs because there are more than one operator. There's more than one operator there. So I don't want to call Beth directly when Beth is paired with someone that may be available and she's not.
Right.
So I would call the shelter from net control and someone would answer. Now we still are hams. We still have to identify at the end of our conversation. So how we use our own call signs is a delimiter to let everyone know that we are done with the conversation. So I can say net control to fire station 7. Russ will come back and say, fire station 7, go ahead, and we talk back and forth. And I say, all right, thanks a lot. This is KK4EHJ. And he'll say, this is W4, K4WQS, right? And that's an indicator that we're done, right? So that makes us
Okay.
legal, and it's very clear indication that the conversation is over, because we're on a net, other people are listening, someone else may have traffic. We don't want to have we want to be very clear when we're done with our conversation so the next person can jump in if they need to.
Okay.
So you would call the net control with your technical call sign and end with your real call sign.
Okay.
All right. Piece of cake. It makes stuff a lot easier in the long run. So 6-gap uses nothing but technical call signs too. So actually, every event that you go to will be technical call sign. So. All right, here's the timeline. I hate this part. We will all meet in person at the EOC at 7 a.m. And you're like, Aaron, you just told us not to touch anything. Why are you making us all get in one spot? For the Emergency Management Agency to classify this as a real exercise, which they're planning on doing, we need a physical sign-in sheet, right? We need not a physical sign sheet. We need a sign-in method somehow. And we don't have anything other than, I have a piece of paper, sign your name here, right? We'll probably talk about doing like a Zoom meeting. Maybe that might be something we can do in a future exercise, but for now, we'll just meet in person. So we'll all just meet in the grass in the back of the EOC, practice social distancing, everyone bring a mask, right? At the same time, we'll have a briefing, right? We'll just go over the details of what's going on. And then after that, we'll break and everyone will travel to their location after we figure out where everyone's going. We'll make sure by 8:30 we have the net established. Then everyone should be checked in by 8:45. And at 9, the exercise will begin. I'll probably just say, hey, it's 9 o'clock, be on the lookout. And then the most important part at 9 is the Red Cross shelter opens. So that's when Russ and Brad will probably start accepting messages from the Red Cross. They are scheduled to only be there for an hour. So they'll do their stuff and they'll, do their checklists and they'll open and close and blah, blah, blah. They'll do their thing and we'll say thanks and wave and say goodbye. We'll keep going though, right? I want to just sort of stay in the field for a little bit, not just, I guess just to have people just stay there in the boredom and the silence to see what happens, right? A lot of these emergencies and these events are in silence, right? You don't send messages. You just kind of hang around waiting for stuff to happen. So we'll probably close closer to 11, and then we'll close the net by 11:20. Probably, I will tell the truth, we'll probably all be done by 10:30. So we'll see how it goes. All right, and then messages. So just like what the Red Cross is doing, they have their list of messages that they are asked to pick 1 or 2 and send the messages. We're gonna do the same thing. We'll get a list of messages that are just stupid. Some of them will just be status updates. Some of them will require a response. So status updates could be updated the shelter population count to 15. Right? And I will say acknowledge, update shelter population to 15. And that's it. That's the end, right? Some of them will be, this is my terrible example, I need 30 cots, right? So if you're at a station, you call in, say, net control, we need 30 cots. I will then simulate something and call someone else and say, so like if Alan calls and says, I need 30 cots, I'll call Rick and say, hey, do you have 30 cots? And Rick will just make up an answer and say, yes, we have 30 cots. And I'll say, send them over to Alan. And he'll be like, okay. And then I'll come back to Alan and say, Rick said he's going to send you 30 cots, right? This is just simulating messages, right? We're just going to have a conversation, pass traffic between locations, right? This is in addition to what you always should do is send I'm here and ready for traffic. and I am closing up, right? You should always have those two messages no matter what happens. No matter what event it is, you have to say, I'm here, and you have to say, I'm leaving. Right? And technically, you don't say, I'm leaving. You ask permission to leave, and then net control will let you go, right? It's called securing your station. But I don't have those. I'll probably just take the Red Cross messages and just kind of change words to be ham radio stuff. And we'll have those printouts at the EOC Saturday morning.
So let me understand, if Red Cross gives us something to say, we'll send this message, they're going to give us the form they want to use, right?
Yeah, they'll hand you the form, right?
Yeah, okay, we'll just download it and then type it in and.
Yeah, you'll bring up a new message, you'll select the right form, and then type in the information in the physical form that they gave you. And then you'll just send it on.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Anything else about the messages here? Like I said, we're not going to do WinLink from the other locations today. Maybe the next one, not for 6GAP. We won't do WinLink 6GAP. That's all via voice. But the next exercise after that, we probably won't have the expectation that we're going to send WinLink messages.
That's what would be good for everybody to get a signal link if they could.
Yeah, we all got to get prepared. So that's
Makes
why
it easier.
that's why we did digital workshop every month at least, right? We'll probably do some practice sessions in the meantime too. After we get some people who can send like peer-to-peer WinLink messages, we may just do a peer-to-peer session in the middle of the week, 1 week, just to.
So we
Just
need
to
to have
practice.
WinLink portable, right? That's what you're saying?
What was that?
We need to have our WinLink set up on a portable basis.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation would be you're in the field and they will hand you a piece of paper, a 213, and you'll type it in and send it via WinLink. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm set up for WinLink portable, so I'm bringing my setup, on the Saturday.
Are you bringing your signal link, Brad?
Yeah, well, I've got this thing. It's kind of like a little portable signal link, but it plugs into the serial port for keying and sound card for audio, and then it has a cable that goes into the TNC port on the back of my radio. So I've already tested that setup and it works. So I'll bring that.
I'll bring my
setup.
signal link too because I want to try it out. Just at least put it
Oh
in
yeah,
the packet and Aaron just test it, see if it works.
yeah.
And so that brings up a good point. You guys are doing it right here is always have two of everything. If it breaks in the field, right, you can't drive down to HRO and get a new one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that applies to the other locations too. If you are deployed with someone, you both have radios, both those radios should be available to be set up. And this is a learning experience. We're going to use 835 repeater, and it's real easy to get to on an HT from every inch of this county, basically, right? Unless there's a big rock between you and it. But in the future, we need to make sure we have more high power, ability to put an antenna, 30 feet in the air, ability to put an antenna 60 feet on a tree, whatever, right? These are future things, one thing at a time. Let's not get bogged down in the expectations later. But right now, it's good to have an HT, but we should all strive to have mobile something. Okay, anything else on the, let's see, yeah, I'm done with the exercise. Anything, this timeline's terrible because we have to meet at 7 o'clock in the morning. I hate that.
Yeah.
You might want to go over my role, Aaron.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Randy.
Will there be donuts at the EOC?
There will not be any donuts at the, there's a Chick-fil-A right there though, so you can just.
Where is the EOC? And I'm not familiar with it, so I'm going to have to get some direction.
Do you know where Chick-fil-A is?
If you can find the Chick-fil-A, you can find the EOC.
Do I know where the Chick-fil-A is?
And Dahlonega?
Yeah.
So
I know,
usually
but I feel like I know the bottom of my foot, so I don't know.
you coming via Turner's Corner, or you coming via 115? 52 rather.
I'll come either way. I know
Um,
where the Dunkin' Donuts is.
Okay, so you passed it then. It's so usually like if you go to the meeting at El Jimador, you take that right at the light at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You go to the next light at the top of the hill. Not even the next light. It's right. Chick-fil-A's in front of you about 400 yards.
Oh, yeah, I know where Chick-fil-A is. Now I come think of it. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the EOC is right across the side street. It's on the left side, just past. It's the fire station, but in the back.
Okay. I think I can find it.
Yeah.
So,
And Chick-fil-A opens at 6:30, I think.
cell
Oh,
phone.
okay. I'll be there about 6:30.
Okay.
Oh, you're bringing the donuts? Okay.
I'm trying to think where the donut shop between you and here is. Oh, there's not one. The Dunkin' Donuts on the corner. We'll put you on Fire Station 6, so you have to drive that way, Rick.
I'm gonna have to leave at 5:30 to get there.
I know. Yeah. That's why I'm like 7 o'clock. Oh my God.
Is,
It'll take you an hour and a half to get there.
is Paul coming?
Paul said he's coming.
Is he? Okay.
Okay, let's get back to Randy. We were talking about Randy. He's going to participate with us. He's going to be alternate net control, right? So I'm going to do the usual check-ins. He's going to follow along at home. He's going to take everyone's check-ins and time. Hopefully, record some times when everyone sends messages as well. Randy, I don't think we talked about that. But if you just listen up and write stuff down, if something does happen, then he'll take over as net control until we can get back online. Hopefully nothing will, but we just need to have someone there just in case, right? We don't need it to be just, I've seen nets where the net control operator stops transmitting and it's just like 10 minutes of silence. I'm like, someone gonna say something? So.
Right. Now, I don't need a stack of blank forms to write this stuff down. I choose a logbook, can't I?
No, you're just, you're not gonna record the contents of the message, just the fact that say that Fire Station 7 sent a message, just something to that effect, right? Very generic.
Okay. All right.
You got the address we're going to send it to, right?
Got the what?
You got the address we're going to send the messages to.
All right. Well, there was also the scenario where, for some reason or another, you couldn't respond, and I needed to respond for you. So.
Correct. So you would
I'll
do
just
just
make
like
up.
I would do is just make up stuff, right? Because
I'm good at that.
The messages you'll feel will be like the example messages, right? You wouldn't field any messages for the Red Cross itself because Russ and Brad are going to take care of that via WinLink.
So, question about that. The message is actually from Red Cross. Is it going to be to Red Cross, and they are familiar with that we need a either a WinLink address or an email?
Yes, so we do have
The person on the other end knows how to receive their Red Cross form in the form of WinLink.
So
It'd be email address, right?
so it'll be a WinLink address. Hold on one second. Let me look it up on my phone. I get so many of these dang things. That's me. No, done.
So it's not like we get the Red Cross guy and we mention WinLink and he's like, "What's that?"
Yeah, the Red Cross guy won't know what you're talking about. He just will dangle a piece of paper and expect you to send it to the Red Cross or whomever. I don't think, I got to clarify that I have a meeting Thursday that we'll talk about this, but I don't think that the Red Cross guy is going to expect a response. He's just basically generating you some content to send.
Okay.
We can just send it to your email.
No. You have to send it to the Red Cross or to ARES. I'm trying to find the call sign for you. I'll provide that for you at least Saturday morning.
All right.
Okay.
So there is a place that you should send your messages, but don't expect something back, because I think that's how it's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. think maybe the next exercise with them is they'll actually have two-way communications. We'll send it to the Red Cross, and then Red Cross will respond back.
Yeah, if we have a call sign, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, I guess we should get one.
You mean you're not licensed yet?
Huh?
That was a joke.
Let's use someone. Let's use best call sign for that.
Okay. Well, good.
What?
What was that?
We're gonna pose as you for the whole exercise. No, we're not gonna do that.
You might be flopping then.
All right, Randy, you good then, bud?
Randy.
So, one question
Randy.
for you, Aaron. So the WinLink net message, I don't foresee us having any issue getting to a gateway and sending it through WinLink. You also mentioned we might try peer-to-peer. Who would be the other end, the peer-to-peer?
You do peer-to-peer back to EOC to me.
Okay.
Or if you can, actually, they will have peer-to-peer packet stations, but I don't think you'll be able to reach them from there. You might be able to actually go through Digipeater to get there. I'll get those details to you as well.
Okay.
But the chances are pretty low. And I put that on there just in case I didn't. The concept of sending it to a WinLink address is recent in this exercise, right? The
Really?
ARES guys want you to do peer-to-peer, so you send it to my station, then I will take it and send it to the next station, right? Instead of going out to the WinLink network. But all the guys in South Georgia all complain, just like, I can't reach Atlanta from Waycross.
That's good. That's a good thing.
So they were saying, UHF, VHF doesn't get there, and HF goes over your head, so I can't send you anything.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
So I
Well,
think
6 meters will work,
That's
sure.
why I gave you those digifigures, I guess.
but you'd have to have a big boom.
It's a little, well, so there's other things too, like Red Cross is downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so the concept of sending it to a WinLink mailbox on the network is new. So I put peer-to-peer in there initially because they didn't want a response. I was just going to say, when they hand you the paper, just peer-to-peer it to me, and I'll respond and say I received it.
Okay.
That'll be the end. But if they're actually going to have a place you can send messages to, that's the real person, then that's what we should do.
If we can peer-to-peer with you, just KK4HJ, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll bring my stuff to do it. If you guys want to try it out, then you got to let me know because I got to set up and probably say,
will.
hey, you take over for a bit.
We definitely want to try it out.
Yeah. I think the problem, I'm on the wrong machine. Remember I showed you the elevation profiles last time the workshop? I think there is a rise between Fire Station 7 and
Yeah, you did say.
I think it's about 200 feet difference between Fire Station 7 and the top of the rise. So may or may not get there directly. May have to go through Digipeater anyway.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah, we'll try that.
Wes is good at sitting down and figuring this out.
Okay. So just to reiterate, 7 a.m. we'll meet. Randy, you don't have to show up there. I'll just sign your name for you if you don't mind. We'll get the net established at 8:30. I guess I should email Pete and ask him if we can use his repeaters. He always says yes, don't worry about it, but I always email him anyway. We'll make sure the shelters get checked in. We'll start sending messages between 9 and 11, basically, and then close the net. Shouldn't be that long. Shouldn't be that arduous. It should just be basically what we've been doing, just a little more organized and paired up at a location you haven't been to before. Maybe with people you've never met before. So that's also another thing, is working with others. That's another thing that Six Gap is really good too, because there's so many clubs and groups in the area. Is you'll meet other people and work with other people from different clubs. So Anyway. All right. Any questions on this exercise? Go ahead, Rick.
Okay, no?
All right. Anything, Brad? Good. Quit making up questions, man. Come on.
You know, I with I don't know, maybe sometime, I don't know when to schedule. I've done a few gateway messages with this mobile setup, but not very many peer-to-peer, and I just kind of want to test and see if it works sometime before, before Saturday.
Okay.
Test from my house so I don't know if Aaron, you want to test with it, or it'd have to be through a gateway, or not a gateway, a digipeater, or I don't know if anyone else can hear me direct.
Hold on one second. There's an email in my inbox. Let me read it real fast. Kind of blah 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 blah. And I will copy blah blah. Okay. This is Jim. Katie1i lives over here. He's trying to get his WinLink set up too. So what I want to do is tomorrow night, if you guys are available, tomorrow night it's 7 fine with you. I'll create another Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
then we can do some of that testing from here.
Okay.
I mean, I got to actually pin out my new signal link and hook it up to my radio.
You gotta put your pins in there, huh?
Eventually. I just opened the package today. I've been so busy.
It only takes 20 minutes.
Oh. You making solid gold pins or something?
I just spin them and put them in there.
It takes about 18 seconds. It takes longer to get the screws out of the dang box than
Oh, yeah.
it
Well, I was just careful. I got to cross one over the other one. It's kind of.
Yeah. Anyway,
You run WinLink on the Raspberry Pi?
so you cannot run WinLink on a Raspberry Pi because it's Windows. The clients are Windows only. Stop, Brad. I see you're like, well, technically, yeah. Technically you can, but it's going to be a foreign thing. It's not the way we've been teaching, right? Because it's different software. The moral of the story is you need a Windows machine.
And the signaling.
And some equivalent. We're just showing this thing off. It doesn't work, but there it is.
Showing.
So I've done some testing with it, and to report about connecting the radio. So I've got a 7100 that I use mobile, and it has a USB port, but there's some quirks to it. Like the 7100 ICOM for some reason didn't think that they needed a way to key transmit by the USB port, by your normal RST or RTS ETR. So somebody built a program that converts that to the CAT control that you use with the 7100, but it adds a delay and it messes up WinLink. So I end up using the analog port on the back of the radio. That's that. What is that? Is that 6-pin?
The cat control.
Well, I end up using the what is it? 3-letter word. Yeah, that. I use that connector on the back of my radio instead on the 7100 because I don't know why ICOM didn't decide to put regular send over serial port. However, I tested it with my IC9700 and it actually looks to the computer exactly like the 7300 and it works perfectly using just USB. So I don't know, there's quirks to the radios. It's good to test it before you go out in the field.
Yeah.
I do have a software question too.
Okay.
I was going to say, these exercises, we do these exercises because during emergency, we have already worked those bugs out,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Right.
So, no one's going to die if we can't send a WinLink message. We'll just kind of say, oh, well, we'll put that down as something to fix later. But, what are you going to say, Russ?
On the sound modem, I loaded it up with Paul, and we had trouble getting it to work. And then I went back and reconfigured it, and it worked. But the original configuration we had, every time it comes up, it has the original configuration. And I changed the configuration, or the boxes that you check. It says, okay, you have to close out and bring it back up for it to take. And I do that, and it takes. But when I close my computer and bring it back up, it's got the old stuff back in it. How do you correct it?
Maybe we'll work on that tomorrow while we're doing all this.
Yeah.
So, Russ, Brad, can you guys make tomorrow night at 7?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone else is invited, but I just want to make them do it.
Well, I might have a trouble getting there, but I'll try.
All right. That's good.
I'm supposed to be running video equipment at that time, so.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be for. We'll do more WinLink practice in the future. It's not going to be like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity or anything.
Well, I'm going to try to set this up in the van tomorrow.
Oh,
It'd be nice if I could tomorrow night. But
that would be awesome.
Now, Alan, I can get you yours if you want it.
You're muted.
Your audio's off.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Thank you. Between now and the exercise, I won't have time to get that set up.
Okay, never mind. Okay, no problem.
All right. Anything else for the exercise? Last call. Randy, you good?
Randy.
I'm good.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Small, good.
I have,
send us this,
Smiley's frozen. Smiley frozen. Oh,
no.
there you You good, those?
it's almost past my bedtime.
All right, Brad, you good? Alan, Beth, you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, good. All right, Russ is good. All right, everyone's good. Yay.
Yeah.
All right, close it. Like I said 100 times, 6 Gap is the next event. I will be so happy when Saturday is over because this is stressful dealing with state guys and
Yeah.
Red Cross that keeps changing their mind. And I'll let Renee have all the stress. Actually, for this event, you notice Renee is not on this list because she's going to be in Cherokee County. Is it Cherokee County over there? No, they're in Pickens
Okay.
County. Yeah, she's actually at the offsite for ARES, and she does the injects basically as the exercise goes on. She's like, "All right, guys, now this has happened. All right, now this happened."
Oh, man.
The scenario is there's a hurricane coming in, and we lost power, and we're evacuating people on the coast inland. Right? That's the scenario. We haven't even talked about that amongst us. It's not really too important at this point to us, but those other teams that are more organized than we are and better, more advanced than we are, they're going to be listening to Renee on a DRATS channel, and she'll say stuff like, oh, look, there's a tanker truck is overturned on I-75 north of Atlanta, and now no one can evacuate in that direction. That's her job, real fun job. Frank, the section emergency coordinator, jokes all the time. She says last time she had a plane crashed into a train that was on a bridge over the river.
All the zombies got loose.
Yeah, and then the zombies that washed the cemetery, which opened all the caskets, which kept the zombies in. Now they're swimming around in the Omaha River.
Okay, that's why, yeah.
Anyway. All right. Anything else from anyone?
Are you going to put tomorrow's meeting on ARES Connect?
Oh yes, I will. Yeah.
Okay.
You can name the next exercise "Zombie Apocalypse."
Lumpkin County Zombie Apocalypse. Cool. So I'll put that. I'll send out on everyone's on the group IO, right? Everyone here is.
Yeah.
Rick, I don't think you are. I'll send it to you directly.
You have a different groups IO than ours?
Yeah, there's a Lumpkin County ARES one. I'll send you an invite if you'd like. I thought I had already, but I'll send it
I'd
again.
be glad to get on your, I'm a member of your club anyway, so.
Yeah, I'll put you on there. I'll
You
send
gotta
you an
put
invite.
Paul on there, Aaron.
Paul's in there already. He
All right.
added.
Make sure I'm on there. Make
You
sure
want
I'm on
to
there.
do that, Randy? Okay, I'll do that.
Yep.
Actually, Randy, do you have Lamar? Remember KM4, what was it? UEC? Do you have his email address?
I'll send it to you.
Okay, because he asked to be part of this too, and I was like, I don't have his email address for some reason. I'll put,
I did forward somebody's email to you a
yeah, that
couple
was
days
David.
ago.
That was David. I got him set up
David.
already.
Lamar. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
I'll dig it out.
Okay, thank
Is
you.
Lamar KN4 UEC? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
Do you know Lamar?
No, I just written it down.
Cool. All right, so anyway, I'll send out tomorrow's practice session to the group. I'll add everyone in there. I'll do that first thing in the morning when I can, when I get a break at work. And then I'll send the message. Well, I guess I need to send it tonight, don't I? I need to do all this tonight because it's tomorrow.
You gotta get up early, right?
Oh, yeah, I got to get up at like 4 o'clock, 4:30 to get to work in the morning. So I have to do work in the office, and I'm not going to be around when all those plague bearers are actually in the office.
Oh.
So I do all my work before.
Plague bearers.
So you gotta go down to Atlanta?
I'm going to Duluth.
Duluth.
Not
Yeah.
that bad.
Duluth?
Duluth.
Duluth.
Anyway, so yeah, I'll get that done tonight then.
All right.
What else? So I'll add ARES Connect. I'll send out the invite. I'll create the Zoom meeting, obviously, for tomorrow. Then we got the net Thursday. So if you guys have any more questions, you can talk on Thursday about it. And if not, I'll see you guys Saturday. At,
7 a.m.
Yep.
is the
So,
7
Aaron-
p.m.? I don't really know.
Aaron, I've got a ARES Connect question since I just I just went on and looked, and I noticed I've got an hours to report thing on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have to type in the number of hours that I was at this meeting. Do you remember if I was at the Thursday, July 7th meeting and how many hours I worked? I don't write down that time usually when I joined and when I end.
Can't figure that out.
I just
Just put an hour, dude.
It's
fine.
just,
Okay.
it's just a number, man.
okay, yeah, it's just okay. Now it's that hour submitted pending administrator approval. Are you the administrator, Aaron?
Oh, well, yeah, because you're supposed to do it like before the end of the month.
Oh, well,
Tisk. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what I have access to.
Yeah.
Zoom administrator. You guys ignore this page because you won't see this.
I'll get you down in there.
I'm in there.
She's in there. Oh, there you are right there. Look at that.
yeah, there it is. I just put in 1 hour. I guess that's right.
Sure.
Look at Charles Smith.
Yeah, who's Charles Smith? Why doesn't he do his stuff on time?
So these are all the people who waited till after the end of the month.
Ignore this one.
Oh.
I just did that one.
It'll
That was this Sunday. I don't know why these are in here. There's me again. That was this Sunday as well. I did those this afternoon. I submitted my hours. I'm also like a state admin for this for some reason. Oh, because Renee's a district person. So for some reason, they just assume I am too when they put me in. So,
So after the meeting, you got to go back in and put these in?
well, in a perfect world, what you put your hours in and I don't touch it from then on.
Put money in
So,
last
let's
time.
see, come on, you can do it. 7. So here's our meeting that we're in right now. There's Brad, me, Russ, Bob and Mike are here. Here's Alan, Rick.
Oh,
Huh?
well, this is interesting. You know how you said that you can get into this admin side, but you can't?
You're an admin?
I don't know how, but I've went to where you are and I can approve hours for people.
So you have an admin button at the top?
I'm not going to mess with it because I don't want to get in trouble. They'll know I did it, I'm sure. But
No.
Now we will.
You assume anyone 1 cares or 2 is paying attention.
okay. I don't know how I got marked as an admin on ARES Connect, but yeah, I have the admin option.
Does anyone else got ARES Connect up and see if you have that?
Did you see me in there?
Yeah, you're in there, Rick.
Okay. So I don't have to do anything with it, right?
No, so after the meeting, probably in the morning, you'll have to go in and report your hours.
Oh, okay.
So you go to your name here and you go to view hours.
Okay.
And if you have anything, there will be a button here that says report hours. You can just click on it. And what you'll see is a drop down box with
I'm
the
not.
event, and you just give it the number of hours and click
I'm not admin.
approve or whatever.
We do what? What, 1.5 for this one?
Sure, 1.5's fine. Whatever you want.
The only thing I have under
15,
admin,
okay.
the only thing I have under admin is to be able to change my password.
Do admin.
Oh, you do have this admin?
I have a label at the top. It looks like all I can do is change my password.
I have the admin at top too.
Click on that, Russ. What is it?
Oh, I haven't got it up, but
I did, and that's all that there is just able to change your password.
You don't see this dashboard right
No,
here.
no, don't
That's
see
good.
that.
That's good.
yeah.
I have a dashboard, but it doesn't give me. Oh, there it is. I
I've been
can't
going. Let's see.
You see stuff, Alan?
I can just see a list of events. I found the one we're in now, and it doesn't let me do anything.
Oh, click on this sandwich right here.
Oh.
Let's see.
Okay, guys, I've got to go. I've got
Yeah, my dinner's waiting.
another meeting I'm gonna get on. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7. So yeah, send out the invite, Aaron, and I'll be on there.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see you guys.
All right.
See ya. Hey,
Bye.
clicked on the sandwich. What do I do then?
What does it say?
Dashboard, events, event groups, users, user groups, approve hours.
Okay, you don't have reports or forms or kiosk.
Reports, user forms, kiosk, on-site settings, and volunteer view.
Well, you're an admin too then, for some reason.
I'm going as well, guys.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, some hours approved. I'll take care of it.
I did that in our state meeting and back in January. I looked in here and there's like 50 people in there. I'm like, just approve everybody. Get it out of here. There, that's cute.
There's Aaron. I need to take care of Aaron yesterday.
Yeah, delete that.
Go to areas connect.
Cool.
Okay.
Is it just us
Any-
here? Who's left?
Anything left?
No. You guys got anything? I'll add the people right now to the group. And then yeah. I'll get the Zoom meeting for tomorrow and we'll get that all set up so we can get it done.
Okay,
You guys good?
we're good.
Cool. Thanks for attending.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya
ya.
for Thursday. I listen to you Thursday.
Let's see you Thursday. All right.
Okay.
No, let's do Thursday. Yeah.
Now, if I see you first,